Hey guys, it's Lace Empire, and today I finally have a video for you guys. I know I've been gone for a while. I had a lot of things going on, but I'm back, guys. And for my first video is official Lego room tour. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I also wanted to make changes to my room for a while. So I decided to go ahead and make some of those changes. It's not where I want it yet, but right now it's where I want it to be for now until I get until my collection grows bigger, and also after I'm done building my most recent MOC, because getting into it, I realize is going to take a lot of money and a long time to get where I want it to be. But I decided I want to at least improve it a lot better than it was before, and I think I've done it at least for now to where it works for me for now. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, here's the door. Open it up, and here it is. Also, you guys probably recognize it just from my MOC buildings, so it's not like it's that new, but I had, and of course, from the looks of it, obviously a lot of this stuff has not changed back here in the corner. Obviously, that didn't change. Most of the change happened over here and over here. But yeah, so this is leg room. Kind of give you one big kind of view. Of course, I know it's not the biggest room ever compared to what some people have, but for me, this is what I got to work with for now, and it works well for me. One of the big new differences is obviously the new shelving. Two new shelves, and I would like to get more of these eventually. I would like to get more of these to have more room to display sets, and also eventually get rid of a lot of these and replace them with these. And of course, I see these, and this is what I'm talking about. Got a whole bunch right here. But yeah, we'll see. Might as well start down here since I was talking about this, anyways. But recently, I decided I wanted to go away from these drawers because it was just kind of getting a little bit annoying. I do like these for like small, like if you have like a few parts, like two, like I only have two of these, we're just fine. But I was getting to a point to where I was getting like so many parts to where they couldn't either fit in one drawer, or it was getting a point to where the drawers were too full and it was hard to open and close. So I knew I wanted to change it up. Of course, I've watched a bunch of other videos and kind of looking to see what people did. And one way I liked was a few people were using these little, I think they're like used for makeup or some kind of organization. I forgot about. They're on Amazon, and I saw a guy use these, and they come in packs. Like you get these, and then of course you get these long ones, and then these much longer ones, and you get these big wide ones that you see down here. And I like that, so I bought a whole variety pack. I bought their big version, so I got like a whole bunch of these little ones, a bunch of the big ones, the long big ones, long short ones, all that. And when I bought these back in February. Of course, I was really busy. I had a lot of military job stuff going on, to where this is why this video is happening in April. But I had bought these back in February. But after a bunch of the medical and other crazy stuff was over, I finally went ahead and tore apart indoor, which is why you see a lot of green pieces down here. So I used these to kind of organize my taking apart and all that. And of course, I threw some of my Solace MOC stuff too, because I hadn't fully taken that apart yet. And I used these as organization, because I knew I was going to have a lot of gray, dark gray, and green, especially with indoor parts. And I knew none of these would work. And for a while there, I was throwing bags like down here. These are all stuff I need to go through, including sets. Some of these are more filler pieces. But I was getting to the part where I was going to have like whole tubs full of these bags. And also having sets that I haven't taken apart yet. Because these are all going to be for part outs. So I realized this would be the best option. And so far, I like it. This is not all from Solace and Indoor, but a good chunk of a lot of the parts I did use. Like here's a whole bunch of my 2x4 tiles. This is not all of them. These are just a lot of the ones I use for indoor and also part of Solus that I hadn't taken apart. Here's a whole bunch of my slopes. I didn't organize my slopes by type just because I didn't. I rather have it by slope, I guess, or inverted slopes. That's another thing I did too. I didn't do all by part type. Like this is all 2x4 tile, but this is all slopes and inverted parts. These are parts I would use for rock work or maybe for bases if I need slopes. Same thing with my dark gray. These are all inverted and not just regular slopes. And then I have these big pieces on top of that. Right here, these are all just like brown parts. I just kind of threw them all in one bin. Of course, down here is a little bit more organized here. This is just a bunch of small little tile pieces thrown in here. And here is a bunch of 1v6s, 1v8s, tiles in here. Of course, these are 2v6s, 2v8s, all thrown here. Of course, plants, I got a whole bunch of plants stuck in here. And again, I got a whole bunch of plants stuck in here. And same thing over here. Like, here's all my 1x4s, my 2x4s. So it's somewhat organized by type, but it's also kind of just more similarity pieces. That's another thing I watched was some people did color, and then type, or also did types that were similar to each other. Like they threw all their 1x1 tiles in one bin, or not 1v1, or their one tiles. Like you know what I'm talking about. They threw all these 1v whatever tiles in one bin, or they threw all their 2x tiles in one bin. Like I seen people doing all these different types, and I figured, okay, I'm gonna try it. And so far, I liked it. Also, this just is from Indoor and parts of Solus. Of course, I have a whole bunch more right here. Of course, I still have a whole bunch of parts and these right here, including over here. And then, of course, I got these sets to part out. This is something that's going to take time to do because it did take me quite a while to do it just because I had a lot of parts. But fortunately, I had a lot of similar parts, so it was kind of easy too. But I'm kind of going to do it as I build, as I take it apart, kind of slowly organizing. I'm going to keep these kind of mostly for keeping like one or two, if I have one or two pieces of a certain type. Eventually, I would like to get rid of them and sell them and replace with these shells. That's another thing I like about these shells. These are perfect for these little bins here. Of course, I only have enough for this one row, which I like. Because if I can get to a point where I can have like maybe one or two shelves just with parts, and then have like maybe one or two of these for sets, that would be awesome. Of course, right now on the bottom shelf, I got a bunch of stuff I need to part out. And then I got my parts. And then this one, I just kind of have my extras hidden here. I got my base plates neatly stacked right here, ready to go. And then, of course, I have a TV right here. This is I just have it here just to be out of the way. And also, I can watch something and work on my table over here. I probably will move it if I ever need this space. But for now, it's sitting here because I actually have plenty of extra space here. But yeah, of course, right here, I have a bunch of some stuff in the back, extra body parts for minifigures. I've got a bunch of weapons right here. And then, of course, I have my minifigures right here. This is nothing I wanted to do with my minifigures. I have bought in these Gonnex cases, organized all my minifigures in them. Got all my figures right here. Pretty cool. I really like this. I saw another YouTuber who collects not armies but minifigures and builds mocks, and he was displayed a lot of these minifigures like this. He also displayed some of these parts like that too. I didn't want to do parts like that, but I did like this for minifigures. And I got pretty much most of my minifigures in here, except for my like big army builder figures. Of course, a lot of them are still in these drawers, which you can see right here: Old Republic troopers, Hoth troopers, more Old Republic right here, some rebels right there, my clones, snow troopers, my Mandalorians, battle droids. Of course, I have a few drawers with some Mandalorians right here too. And then more minifigures down here, more snowtroopers, stormtroopers, all that. A lot of these right here are actually empty, but right now I'm keeping, these are empty too, but the reason I'm keeping these ones is to keep my army builder figures here. Same thing over here. And one day I would like to get them out of that, maybe put them in something similar to this, but maybe find something a little bit bigger with more like room to probably fit them in there. Or I might just keep that. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do my bulk, but for my like figures I have like 1 to like 15 of 10 of, these are perfect, just perfect. I might need to buy one more because I do have a few. Like I said, some of my Mandalorians, I have like 5, 6 of a certain type of Mandalorian, and I probably might buy another case to throw those guys in there. But yeah, that's what this kind of area is used for: base plates and minifigures and kind of some extra random stuff. And then the next 2 shelves, I just got some sets. Brought my Ebon Hawk in here. It used to be in my living room, but I put it in here. And this thing's almost too big. Like, if it was facing out, it would be a risk of falling over. So I had to put it in a little bit crooked. Looks pretty nice. Glad to have it in here. And of course, I have some other sets. My Slave One. Got some other sets right here. Of course, I got some more sets up top. Got a display case right there. Got Batman. And then, of course, I got my AT-ATs. They're finally up on a shelf. They used to be on the floor down there. I don't remember how many of you remember that. But they're now on top. And, of course, I got my bigger Slave One, my Star Destroyer, and my other Falcon up here. Pretty nice. Love this kind of, I love this setup actually. I like having the AT just kind of just above posing, you know, all that. Of course, everything else is pretty much still the same. I got some of these sets still here. This is still the same, just like that. Of course, for those who might not be here, I got my sealed battle packs and microfighters here. I got my sealed Old Republic collection sets here. I got my AT-STs on this shelf, snow and regular ones. And then, of course, I have a few more sets here. I got some sealed Ninjago sets that one of these days I need to build or part out. But these are all pretty much sealed. And, of course, in here I got some more sets right here. These are more buildings and stuff. We got Helm's Deep. Some couple other sets. Some of these I might eventually take apart, but like Helm's Deep, I might try to display one of these days. And in here, I got a whole bunch of more parts. These are all the bags I was talking about. One of these days, I would like to get them all out and put them in those. But for now, I'm keeping them here, just for now. And then, of course, I got more of these. I moved over here. They used to be over that wall, but they're here. They all have parts. These 2 are new display cases. These ones have mostly Ninjago figures. My Zanes and Lloyd and Master Windu, not Master Windu, Sensei Wu, Jay, and then there's some more figures down here. Zane, some Star Wars clones, and bounty hunters in the back, all customs, of course. And then I got some Lord of the Rings in here, and a few other random or high expensive figs in here. Pretty cool. And of course, I have this closet. You guys probably seen it a couple times. Nothing really cool in here much. Got some more bins in here. Some of them are empty. Some of them have a few Star Wars sets. These have a bunch of the battle packs. Same thing down here. This has all my battle packs and microfighters in here. A lot of them I want to use for other mocks. Some of them I might eventually take apart, like some of the microfighters. But a lot of my non-displayable sets, I guess you could say, are in here. And this is a bunch of filler parts in here. One of these days I might organize this, or I might just throw all my filler in here. I don't know. And here is my instruction manuals. Nothing. And then up here I got a bunch of my Ninjago sets. Well, I would like to be able to display a lot of these too one of these days, especially if I ever get another one. I'd like to display some of these. But a bunch of my Ninjago sets, all awesome sets. One of these days I'd like to properly display them. I'm thinking about maybe putting one on top of this case and maybe one down there. I'm not 100% sure. But a bunch of my Ninjago there. Get that closed. Of course, this area hasn't really too much changed either. Some of the sets might be different. Got some of the Jedi fighters. Got my Star containers from Solace right there. This hasn't changed. I did move this shelf that used to be over here to here. Put some sets on there. Got my fighters. And of course I got some of these sets here in my sealed poly bags, ATDB. I got some of my display cases right here. Got my custom Sith, bunch of my custom clones, Jedi, and Rebels in here, and got some bunch of custom Imperials and Rebels right here. Got some cars right here, my cop car, my Indiana Jones car, and got some custom Revan and Bastard Shan. Got my BrickHeads, and then I got my brand new display case. I want to shout out to Blackwell Bricks. He's the one who recommended this case. Very awesome case. Really happy with it. Definitely want to get and maybe two more of this case to put a lot more of my favorite and expensive figures. Kind of take out a lot of my Star Wars figures out of this. And I would like to use some of these for my non-Star Wars, like my Ninjago over there. And I'd like to put some of my Star Wars ones in here. But for now, we got a bunch of my favorite figures out of Lego and Star Wars. A lot of my favorite characters, some of my favorite customs. A lot of these are official, but we have a few customs. Like we got a custom Thrawn right here. That's a custom. Of course, we got some more customs over here. But most of these are official. A lot of these bottom ones are custom, but a lot of the top ones are official. You know, we got Padme and Kenobi, Kogan, Mace Windu, all of them. Really like this case. Really awesome case. Definitely getting more. And then, of course, got my table. Good old table that I built so far. Hoth, Sullust, and now Enduron. And hopefully now Korriban. Of course, you guys are probably wondering why it's taking you so long to do this video and what's taking so long on building Korriban. Well, as I said, guys, I had a lot of work, health, and just a lot of things going on to where it took forever to get this all set up. And I was going to do some army videos, but I actually have gotten to the point to where I don't have enough base plates for all, because I was going to do a complete like minifigure collection video. And I found out out of all my base plates, even plus these, I even tried using all these, I do not have enough plates for all my minifigures at all. And I found out I don't have enough room on this table. I would have to put them on the floor to properly show them off. And I didn't want to have to move this table, and I didn't want to have to put them all in the living room. And of course, I need to buy some more base plates. And also, I realized I'm taking forever on getting this done and building Korriban. So I decided I'm going to get this room tour video out, which is working on right here, right now. And I'm just going to go right into Korriban and not do army videos this year, which I think is also kind of be good because then it's going to help for next year's to be more surprising, give more awe to see how much bigger my armies have grown, because my Imperial, my Old Republic, Rebels have grown pretty nice. And then with these new sets coming out, especially Revenge of Sith anniversary sets, is going to allow my clone army to get bigger. So I'm just going to save all that for next year. And hopefully maybe try to do a collection video next year, maybe. We'll see. Also, that depends if I have base plates. If I'm building Korriban and I have no base plates, that might change. But yeah, that's the next plan, guys. My plan is to start Korriban pretty soon. I've actually got a little bit of stockpile of parts right here. A bunch of dark orange. I also have some in that tub. And of course, I have plenty of base plates to hopefully start this. I actually want to have this whole table covered in Korriban. So I know I have enough base plates to do most of this table without using these and these ones right here. But I will need to buy more base plates, but that's fine. I probably won't need them until when I get to the last part of Korriban. But that's all I have, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is probably not the most craziest or the most awesome Lego room you guys probably ever seen, but it's something I really want to do, is kind of give you guys a proper look of how this room is. Of course, this is not my entire collection. I have more sets out the rest of my house. One of these days, I would like to do an entire set collection video. I know that will be chaotic just because of how many battle packs I have and all that. But now, guys, now on to MOCs. We're going to hopefully get Korriban started. I'm going to try to get some more parts ordered in. I'm going to try start working on a layout and kind of figure out how I'm going to start it. And then hopefully get a video out for you guys. Ideally, I want to try to get one out before May the 4th, depending on how much progress I make. I want to wait until I have enough progress started. Just that way the video is worth it and not just like, a small little mound built and then a video. And also I want to be able to try to get more parts ordered in so that way I can have a good start. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Please let me know what you think of the room. Let me know what you guys think of the future. I hope you guys are excited for Korriban. And then if anyone does want to see an army of mine, like they really want to see like my Imperial army, I will do it if I have enough people asking for it. So if I get 10 people asking for the Old Republic army, I will do the Old Republic army. And of course, guys, it doesn't have to be Old Republic and be any army, just as long as I have enough people asking for it. But that's all I got, guys. Hope you guys have a great day, have a great weekend, and may the 4th be with you.